Hey y'all! inZOI's creator and director Kjun has left yet another message for us on the inZOI Discord in yet another installment of Kjun's Concerns. Today we'll go through it as it gives us some hints of things to come in 2025. And I'll also touch on some AI innovations we'll likely expect next year as well in inZOI. So let's dive right in! Kjun's new message for us on the Kjun's Concerns channel. Looking back on this wild ride of a year, I wanted to share some highlights and lessons learned from our 2024 development journey. Amidst all the challenges, there were moments of joy where we saw the core life simulation gameplay gradually come to life. One of the most exciting advancements was in how each ZOI evolved into increasingly individualistic characters. ZOIs now portray unique preferences that influence their relationships based on how compatible their characteristics are with other ZOIs. This is super important for gameplay dynamics. We know we'll be able to select likes and dislikes for our characters, but now those preferences actually influence how a conversation goes and how relationships may advance. And there's a very basic video they included with this post that shows a little example of this, and I'll show you that in just a minute. But first, let's get through the rest of what Kjun shared. Additionally, we implemented a system where ZOIs learn about one another incrementally. This layered approach lets them uncover details such as marital status, family members, and whether or not the other ZOI actually likes me. So we all saw how insanely fast you can level up a relationship in the playtesting videos. We knew that was going to be worked on since it was kind of unrealistic and just too easy. You literally could just have two strangers meet and within a few game hours have them get married. For me personally, that's way too fast and just not really fun. I like a bit of a challenge, so with this modified relationship mechanic, we'll have to work a little harder to gain information about the other ZOIs, and hopefully it kind of slows down that relationship advancement. So I really like this change. I'd like to see more complexity added like this to relationship growth. They also added some UI features to help us see what information we already know about the other ZOIs around us, and again, I'll show you that in just a minute. By the way, do us a favor and hit the like button for me, please. It really does help my small channel at no cost to you. I appreciate you guys so much. Continuing with Kjun's post. Of course, not everything was perfect. Our car physics, for instance, still need improvement. We just actually talked about car physics in my last video. I'll link it here in case you missed it. But Kjun seems to be talking about the experience of a daily commute to work and seeing the same old each day. He elaborates, for players whose workplace is far from home, the daily commute can feel repetitive and uninspiring. To tackle this, we designed interactive and interesting locations around the city to make traveling to and from work more dynamic. How cool is that? I mean, that's something I hadn't even thought about. I love that they're really thinking about giving us those special and unique moments in the game. I can't wait to see what kind of interactions we can have with these interesting locations he mentions. But continuing on, we also encountered significant challenges while developing our job system. However, amidst the difficulties, we had a moment of unexpected amusement. One of our developers accidentally introduced a bug that caused the ZOI to continuously steal money from businesses, becoming incredibly wealthy. While this started as a mistake, we thought it was so entertaining that we decided to transform it into an official game feature. We're now developing a proper steal money interaction as an alternative way for players to make ends meet. This is hilarious. I love that even though they're under a ton of pressure from us and probably Kraft and higher ups, they're having these special moments and having fun with it, like this bug that causes ZOI to become a company thief. They've also had some other funny bugs in the past, I'll put those in here as well. I'm sure this team is bonded well, and I hope they have many moments like this to laugh about. And it's cool that we actually benefited from this bug. Going back to Kjun, on a side note, we're pondering how to handle these robbers if they get caught by the police. But that's a discussion for another time. Oh, I really hope they add more chaos into the game so we don't end up with like a utopian paradise where everyone is good and everything goes well. I know Kjun and his team are not aiming for that kind of a perfect world. That's why they added the karma system and negative interactions that can bring your karma down. But I just want more events or scenarios to, shake things up and keep you guessing as to what comes next. Like having a company thief that finally gets caught by the police and put in jail. Or maybe depending on the offense, he just gets a ticket or he has to show up for court. I also added a comment on Discord suggesting that if we do have arrests, not every arrest goes perfectly for the officer. Like maybe there's a chance, a random event, where the criminal will try to make a run for it and like a hilarious chase ensues. That's the kind of spontaneous moment I'm hoping for. And I really hope we eventually get like a police career path or a detective or investigator career path. CSI anyone? And going back to Kjun, these examples portray our goal for inZOI, a realistic life simulation that also has unexpected and entertaining twists. We know there's still a lot of work to do, and with only 3 months left before launch, we're focused on fine-tuning the details to deliver the best possible experience. Post-launch, we'll continue to improve the game with feedback from our community. And I applaud them for actually putting the brakes on adding more content while they fine-tune the foundations now for the early access launch. I mean, we'll have plenty of time for added content. After all, Kjun even said that he thought it would take probably 10 years to complete his vision of what inZOI should have. I think it's smart to focus on what they have now and make it work as flawlessly as possible anyways, before they put it in our desperate grabby little hands. And finally, here in Seoul, it didn't snow as much as I'd hoped for a white Christmas. If we were in inZOI, I could have just cranked the snow level to maximum, but such is life. That said, we are grateful for the warmth and support you provided, which has given us the power to keep going. As we head into 2025, we're excited to continue building this game alongside our community. Stay tuned for more updates and thank you for being part of our journey. Here's to a happy, warm, and inspiring new year with your loved ones. Hear, hear. Now let's go over the video they shared with us. So it is in Korean and it is rather hard to follow the first time through. I had to watch it a couple times to understand what they were getting at, but I think I understand it. I'll add the translations next to the black box that explains what features you're seeing. Again, I use auto translation, so it might not be perfect, but if you happen to speak Korean and you see any errors, please note them in the comments section for us. So again, translating what it says here, when a person with a relationship designation enters the radius, outline and basic information will be displayed for 3 seconds. So we're looking at this from the perspective of this active ZOI right here. So this would be the radius, so anyone within this radius, you would be able to see certain information about them that just pops up for 3 seconds. And we'll see that here in just a second. Just like that. So this is within her radius. So I guess now, whenever we're walking around the city, anyone within that radius, you'll see the information that you know about those particular ZOIs. And I think these are just supposed to be their names, and you can see gender, their age group, and their marital status. And again, that's only if you have that information. There's a shortcut key they're giving us, or some hotkey to display the basic information of everyone on your screen at the time. So again, and it looks like just these are random names that they added. I guess it's just a way to create scenarios, like say you met this person earlier in the morning and you just happen to go to the beach and they're there. You might not even recognize them, that you already met them. So I'm just guessing this helps pinpoint certain ZOIs that you've already met that maybe you want to go talk to again. And then you could just hover over the ZOI and see information that you know. Like this is someone that's in your family. And they added these profile buttons as well. And here, for example, so this ZOI, you can see all the information that's available to you. Their gender, their age group, marital status, where they work, their likes, their traits, also romantic relationships. It also has their romantic interests. It says here, woman, man, non-binary. And also this is a relationship log. It just says, attractive first impression, formed a relationship with this individual, excitement from physical contact 3 times here. And by the way, let me see if I can show you here. It actually looks like these 2 ZOIs are actually holding each other, where they have their arms linked together. So that's really cute. I don't think I've seen that before. So I like that you can hover over the ZOIs and see information like this. Also, I really like this. It seems like they added the profile button here whenever you're talking to someone, so you could easily click it and see their information, or at least what information you know about them so far. And it seems like it reduced the number of random conversations to 10. I think that means conversation options here, because there's 10 of them, and this is just like to see more options that might be available. And it says it looks too complicated. I don't know if they meant before where there were way more, or if they mean right now it looks too complicated. I don't think this looks too complicated myself, but I mean, you let me know what you think. And now we can see speech bubbles above their heads, so I like that. And you can see their preferences, like this ZOI hates fishing. And then down here, it shows how they're reacting to the current conversation, which is really good as well. It's kind of weird how it shows the same individual twice though, because this ZOI is having a conversation with 3 other ZOIs, but they have this one ZOI twice, which I think is this one next to her, the one that hates the fishing. And you kind of see their reaction is kind of not so great. I guess they're anxious or stressed by this conversation. And then this one's got hearts for eyes, so I'm assuming it's this guy here, even though it doesn't look like him. Again, this seems like a really rough cut of an example that they put together real quick, but it gets the point across, I think. So you could just, and by the way, this says click for more options. So she likes fishing, he hates it. I think this ZOI was indifferent. But I mean, I think I explained that as best as I can, the way I see it anyways. Let me know if you interpreted it differently, or if you know Korean. Again, that would be helpful. We're almost at the end of the year, and folks start taking vacation, I'm assuming in Korea as well, but I'm not sure. So they're still working right now, and it seems like they just, put this together kind of quick just to share with us something special they're working on. So I'm pretty thankful for that. I like the additions. I like that you can see the ZOIs around you, so you know if you met them before, you could recognize them a little easier, because some of the ZOIs do tend to look, or the NPC ZOIs anyways, tend to look similar at times. So this will help pinpoint if you've met someone already, and you could go talk to them again. So I really like that. So moving on real quick to AI innovations to come within inZOI. We've seen how they've implemented AI within character creation, where you can generate patterns and images for your ZOI's clothing, and also within build mode, where you can generate patterns, textures for furniture pieces and wallpapers, paints. We also have a 3D printer where you can upload an image and 3D print it into your game to use as decor, and in the future, 3D print interactable objects according to Kjun. But we can also expect sometime in the future to be able to chat with in-game characters like HR Representative Henry. Right now you can only select pre-written questions to ask him, but Krafton has an entire division dedicated to AI. I actually go into more detail on this video here, and I'll link it as well. And they're working on implementing SLM, or small language model, for chatting, where we'll be able to get more realistic conversations with characters. And I love that this is going to be implemented with having text conversations with other ZOIs. Right now, you can only choose again from pre-written responses, but eventually you'll be able to freehand write what you want, and you'll get back a realistic response using the SLM-based chat. As you can see here, it says it's still under development, but I'm expecting to see that in the near future. I can't wait to see how it's going to work and how it's going to add to our storytelling and our gameplay. And this is straight off of Krafton's official website. In the long run, Krafton aims to innovate gameplay experiences by developing a CPC, or co-playable character, that can interact with users. Unlike the existing game NPCs, or non-playable characters, CPCs enjoy playing games and can converse and cooperate with users. allowing them to adapt flexibly to situations in a human-like manner. Krafton plans to expand the CPC technology to other games including PUBG and, you guessed it, inZOI. And there's already games where you can chat with characters who respond back pretty realistically, and of course sometimes you get some pretty hilarious responses as well. Again, I'm just really excited for this technology. I think it's going to make for some really cool moments in game. And again, it's just going to be so good for storytelling. But let me know what you think in the comments section, please. I love reading your ideas and feedback. And I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season. Did you get any gifts? Or did anyone get any coal? Let me know. Love you guys. Please consider subscribing. And I will see you all in the new year. And as always, this day and every day, enjoy!